Hello and welcome to Runtime Software. In this video, we will be talking about a new workflow that we have recently introduced for employee separation. So as important is employee hiring, as important is employee separation. When an employee leaves your company, there has to be a process that has to be followed for logging the exit, for clearing all the employee dues and issuing all the required letters to the employee so that the exit is smooth and employees do not face any difficulties when leaving the company. So for that purpose, we have introduced this new workflow for employee separation. To start the workflow, the first step would be to go to the separation menu and click on Initiate Exit. Now you need to search the employee who is leaving the company. Suppose I selected one employee. Now by default the system will take the resignation date as today's date and the last working dates based on the notice period. So in this case the employee's notice period is 0 days, so it is picking the same date. But suppose the employee's notice period was 30 days, then last working day will be automatically picked up as next after the 30 days. Now in case you want to change any of these dates, you can do it. The resignation date is optional, so in case the employee has not resigned and the exit is being processed for some other reason, you can leave this blank. But if the employee has resigned, you can put the resignation date here. Suppose I select 1st of May as the resignation date and the last working day till when the employee will be working with the company. So let's suppose select 31st of May. Now the next step is to select the reason of exit. Now there can be multiple reason of exits and you can also add your own reason of exits by clicking on this link. It will take you to a setup page where you can define your own reasons. For example, right now let's select better compensation. So this employee is leaving because of better compensation he is getting in some other company. In the remarks section, you can capture any additional remarks that you would like to record for this employee exit. For example, let's write had an exit interview but unable to convince. So those are any random remarks that I have captured. You can capture anything else that you want to keep record of. The next option is trying to retain. This means that if the employee has resigned but you are still trying to retain the employee by offering some good position or anything else that you can offer as an HR manager and you are trying to retain the employee, then you can select this option, otherwise you can leave it blank. This is basically useful for reporting purposes. There is no use as such from the perspective of filing this exit. Now we are ready to initiate this exit. Please note that this stage the employee is not exiting, we are only creating the exit date. Now exit is successfully logged and you can see that we have moved from initiate exit to pending exit page. Now this page can have more records if you have logged exit for more employees, but right now we have only one. So you can see the employee name, joining date, resignation date and last day that we have just selected in the previous step. And then we see the exit reason, better compensation and the remarks that we have captured. And we also take the option saying trying to retain the employee. Now you can either cancel this exit. Suppose after a few days you were able to retain the employee and the exit is no longer applicable. You can simply go ahead and click cancel and cancel the exit. So the effect will be nullified and the employee will become a normal employee record again. So there will be no effect of the initiation of exit. But in case the employee is not able to be retained and we want to go ahead with the exit, then we need to click on process. Now before clicking on process, we need to understand a few things. The processing will automatically calculate salary of the employee from 1st of May to 31st of May, because 31st of May is the last working day. But there are certain other things which are not part of the payroll processing and that you have to calculate manually. So in case you are granting any kind of gratuity to this employee, you need to go to payroll and gratuity and process the gratuity for this particular employee. Similarly, if you are granting encashment for the leave balance remaining in this employee's account, you need to go to leave encashment and process the leave encashment for the single employee. So that way the system will know whatever is required to be paid to this employee when they are leaving the company. But in case you have done this and in case it is not required, you can just go ahead, click process and click on process again. Now the employee exit is processed. At this stage you can see we have one more option, cancel. Still, to cancel the exit, reprocess. Reprocess means that in case there is a change in the salary structure or there is a change in the attendance which is marked for the employee. So for example, when we process the attendance, suppose the attendance till 31st of May is not updated, an employee has come for some more days and we want to adjust it in order to give him the full salary. So any those kind of changes which may affect employee salary, you can reprocess the exit. That will recalculate the salary for only this employee till the period of 31st of May. Now once you have reprocessed and you are okay with the numbers, then you can finalize. After finalizing, the exit will be completed, but in finalizing we have a few more options. So first of all, select items to generate. So these are the list of HR letters that we have created in our HR letter module. Now you may want to issue a relieving letter to this employee, you may want to issue a termination letter to this employee. So depending on case to case, you can select whatever letter you want to issue. So system will automatically generate that letter and it will either send it to the employee or you can download it before sending to the employee. So now I have selected relieving letter. There are few more options like deactivate employee record. So this will basically deactivate the employee record also after finalizing the exit, but it will not delete the employee record. You can still reactivate it. Next option is email to employee. So this will actually create these letters and FNF statement and everything will be emailed to the employee as an attachment. So if you do not want to send it, before sending you want to review it what actually is generated, you can uncheck this, and you can also uncheck this in case you do not want to deactivate the employee record. So I have only selected relieving letter here and I am going to finalize and download. Now let's see what happens. So a file is downloaded. If I open it, there are two PDF files attached here. One is the relieving letter which we just selected and one is a full and final statement which is always generated. So let's click on relieving letter and see, based on the format defined in HR letter, this letter is automatically generated. It has some dynamic fields which are replaced with the employee name and employee code. So this says this is to confirm that Paritosh Sharma, employee code this, has worked with us from this date, which is the date of joining, to this date, which is date of exit. Paritosh Sharma bears good character, has demonstrated professional conduct. So this is all the language that you have mentioned in the HR letter. So you can always edit it if you want any different kind of a language, and then you can generate it. And similar to other letters, it also has your company logo, it has your company name, and then it also has your footers which you have defined in the reports. So that way this HR letter is generated and it can be either saved or printed, or you can email this HR letter also to the employee. Now let's look at the second letter, which is full and final statement. Over here you can see it is similar to the salary slip. It has your logo, it has your company details, and then it has some employee related details also. Employee name, employee code, joining date, last working day, payable days in the month. So if there were some absence or some unpaid leaves, because of that the number of days have been reduced to 23. Now if you also have any HR related information in the employee record like PAN number, ESI number, that would be printed here automatically. And then you have location, cost center, and other details. Down there you will see the employee's total salary, gross salary, which is 12,000 basic, 1500 HRA to 2,500 medical, but the earned salary is less because the number of payable days is not full 31 days. So 8,900, and then there are some ESI and PF related deductions which are applicable as per the setup which we have done, and then the net payable salary. So basically this is the amount that is required to be paid to this employee in order to settle the full and final. Now it may happen that this employee has some outstanding loan, so that loan will be completely set off in this salary. So for example, assume that the loan has 4 or 5 installments pending to be paid, and employee has exited. So all those 4 or 5 installments which are yet to be paid will be merged and they will appear in the deduction side of here, and that may result in a negative salary also. So that amount would be a negative amount, and that would mean that you need to recover that amount from the employee. So that way this full and final can have positive as well as negative number. Now let's close this and come back to our separation module. In the pending exits, you can see that the record is gone now. So we have finalized the exit and we have downloaded the documents. We can also send those documents by email, and the record has moved to the ex employee section. Now in ex employee section, again you have the employee name, joining date, last date. You can click on employee name to open the employee record just the way you open any other employee record, and you will be able to see all the details of the employee, because right now this record is not deleted from the system. It's only that you have processed the exit. So suppose I open this record, I will see that exited on May 31st. So date of exit is updated, but the employee record, all the details that we have maintained are still there in the system. Now we have some more options here. I can download the FNF once again in case I forget to save the document which was downloaded earlier when I finalized the exit. I can download it again. I can deactivate this employee record, so that will basically still remain in the system, but the record will become deactive. And the third option is rehire. So rehiring means, suppose an employee has left the company and after few months or maybe after 1 year or 2 years they have joined back. Now you have an option to rehire the existing employee which was earlier exited, and you have marked the exit and it's part of your ex employees. Now here if you click on rehire, the system will say you rehiring will delete exit information for this employee, and you need to update the date of joining by opening employee record. So it will basically remove the exit related information which we have updated in the employee record, like date of exit, reason of exit, and some other comments that we captured. So that all information will be deleted and it will become a normal employee record. But you have to update the date of joining, because whenever you rehire there would be a new date of joining for that employee. So you can go to the employee record and update the date of joining, and then if I click on rehire, this will become a normal employee record again. Now before we go, just a small thing, you can deactivate the employee record from here. If I click on deactivate, it will ask me, and if I click deactivate, the employee record will be deactivated. The another important thing is, after employee record is deactivated, you will see an option of deleting the employee record. Now this deleting is something which you should consider before doing, because if you delete this employee record, all their data related to salary, related to attendance, their documents and everything will be deleted, and you cannot recover this data once you have deleted it. So in case you want to keep this employee record in deactivated and you still have space in your subscription to keep deactivated employee record, you should keep it deactivated. But if you are sure that you do not need this information, or maybe you are doing some testing, then you can go ahead and delete the employee record. So that was it about the separation module that we have created. It eases out the process of separation. It gives you a step-by-step workflow to initiate the exit, to process the exit and finalize the exit by downloading the F&F and other related documents, and even it can directly email the documents to the employee. So give it a try and let us know in case you have any feedback. If you feel like we can improve on any of the feature, do let us know. Thanks a lot.